Well, we're back. Crowds are here today. Everybody's here. And this is our third and final game for today, the third game of the Zone 2 preliminary games at the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup for 2014. The marching band coming out onto the field now to play the national anthem for these two combatants as they take the field. The two teams will follow them out. The umpires will bring the two teams out. And today, this afternoon, we've got it could be an uphill battle for the Brazilians. They're the third seed. Up against the number one seed for Group D is South Africa. Number one for the South Africans, Chris McKenzie, playing very well at the moment. And the Brazilians, Garcia, Rodriguez and Junqueira are a very good combination, but I don't know if they're going to have the might to get over this very, very strong South African outfit. Time will tell. We've got three chukkers of 6 minutes each to decide who will be that winner and take the 2 points into the next round of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup. Well, they play snow polo in Aspen, they play snow polo in St. Moritz, but this Chinese outfit, this field that they've put together here in the snow in Tianjin, China, is second to none. It's equal to all of those. The national anthem to be played first will be the Brazilian national anthem. We'll have the national anthem for South Africa. There we have the Argentinian marching band wrapping up the South African national anthem, and we'll introduce these players to you as they head off the field. And there he is, the number 1, Gustavo Garcia for Brazil. And number 2, William Rodriguez, waves to the crowd. 6 goals. And at number 3, Renato Junqueira, all the way from Brazil here to China to compete in this World Cup event. For South Africa, at number 1, it'll be Chris McKenzie on 5 goals. Number 2, Leroux Hendricks. And at number 3, it'll be Gareth Evans, and captain, 6 goals. And he'll be playing at the back. He's on a horse there called Pinto. I think you'll find that's his spare for the day, but he's probably going to warm up on that one. And there's some of the Canadians there ruining the day, with a couple of the New Zealand and Australian players there on the right. I think that maybe one of the umpires there as well, Steve Evans, brother of Gareth Evans. For obvious reasons, he won't be umpiring this game here today, Steve Evans. And I think you'll find that Gareth Evans has just jumped off his spare pony Pinto, and on as he used that to warm up, and he'll be now getting on to a very good pony here today, a horse called Roxy Chick. Now, Roxy Chick won champion pony here last year in the final of the World Cup in 2013. So we're expecting big things out of Gareth Evans here in the first chukker. And Gareth will now take to the field. So Gustavo Garcia at 1, William Rodriguez at 2, and Renato Junqueira at 3 for Brazil. And for the South Africans, we've got Chris McKenzie with a 1 on his back, Leroux Hendricks and Gareth Evans taking to the field now at number 3 on Roxy Chick. Umpire Chris Bethel will be throwing the ball in, and it's gone in now, and it's come out on the stick of Gareth Evans. There he is, already into the melee now. Number 1, Gustavo Garcia for Brazil, taking it around, hard ridden there by Leroux Hendricks from South Africa. A great little play there by Hendricks. Now, South Africa come up with the ball, but in doing so, they fouled the Brazilian player who got loose from his man, created the line, and it's a penalty now for Brazil. So if the South African player there had held his man and not allowed him to slip up that line, South Africa were fine. But because he hadn't held him and he got loose, the guy who thought he had all the time in the world created a foul. And in doing so, has handed Brazil an opportunity to put the first goal for the match on here today. So our previous winners earlier today, we had France getting up over Canada, and earlier on in the day we had the New Zealanders getting up over the United States. But time will tell to see who gets the 2 points out of these two teams, Brazil and South Africa. It has been a little bit of a thing in this tournament where the underdogs, the third and the lowest seeded teams, have been getting up over the higher rated teams. So, it's a goal there, lovely goal for Brazil. They've opened the account, and it's now 1-0 to Brazil. And it's South Africa trying to get themselves into a field position where they can put some points back on the board. But Brazil now turned defence into attack. Gareth Evans, lovely back shot up the centre of the field. First up the line is South Africa, but thought they might have got a foul there, but didn't. But they've made up for it now with Mackenzie, the number 1. He's letting the pony have its head. Look at this for an amazing approach shot, but oh, it's gone wide by a matter of inches. And South Africa, end-to-end polo. That pony had some speed there for Mackenzie of South Africa. All he had to do was just tap it 6 inches more to the right, and it was goal time. And you'll see this slow-mo replay now as Mackenzie just does an amazing approach shot. But I think you can see on his face there, he knows it's heading wide, so he's trying to send that pony to try and get it, but it doesn't quite get there. And now it's Brazil on the attack again, tapping it under the pony's legs there. LaRue Hendricks just getting in the way, but it's now, who's this? Brazil. Lovely little back shot across. The number 3, Junqueira, appealing for the foul and getting it. So Brazil again getting an opportunity to put some more points on here. A little bit of an untidy, undisciplined play by the South Africans. And Brazil are making the most of it. They are making the most of it. It is a very tough battle out there. The 3rd seed up against the 1st seed. You would have thought that it would be South Africa being a little bit more dominant early on here, and but it's been Brazil all the way, and only through a lack of discipline on the South Africans' behalf. Now Gareth Evans, he's on the pony that won the champion pony prize here last year, and if they don't utilise this trump card, lovely approach shot, but it's wide to the left. If they don't utilise the trump card of playing Roxy Chick in this chukker, if they don't make the most of it, it could be a waste of a very good pony. So here we go. South Africa now. 4 minutes left. Still plenty of time for them to turn it around. But now, near side play here by Evans. Shoots it across. Hendricks, LaRue Hendricks now bringing the ball around. Evans comes up with the ball again, takes it himself. Gareth Evans claiming the line, couldn't play at the ball. Brazil had to leave that ball alone. They could not hit at that ball because Gareth Evans wasn't allowed to play his shot because he had a Brazilian parked across the line. And as such, it's now South Africa who have the attacking play. I'd say they'll bring it up to the halfway mark. They won't actually get a shot at goal, you'll see here. So Gareth Evans, the Brazilian player, has to move out of the way here. He has to get out, and in doing so, the Brazilian couldn't really play at that ball until that other Brazilian player got out of the way. So again, it means they're trying. It means they're putting, they're really putting the acid on the South Africans to try and win this game, the Brazilians, but the discipline needed to be a little bit better on that one. So here he goes, Chris Mackenzie now, the number 1, appealing for a foul, doesn't get it now. LaRue Hendricks for South Africa, keeping it. He's got him all on his near side. Had to get a bit better shot on it there. South Africa couldn't quite do it. It's come off the hoof of the Brazilian ponies, kept in play now. Here he goes, South Africa. Will it go through? It's still in the field of play. Back shot there now by Rodriguez. Rodriguez now keeps it out of the goal mouth, but it's going to be South Africa trying to bring it around again. LaRue Hendricks couldn't quite convert. Now Brazil on the attack, and it's the number 1, Gustavo Garcia, who couldn't quite get there. Junqueira now, the number 3, just pushing the pony out off the boards, trying to give himself a little bit of space. Now big hook there by Garcia to try and get the ball off Hendricks. Hendricks loses the ball now. Where's Gareth Evans? Looking for the ball. Lost sight of the ball momentarily. Now it's come up the stick. It's come up on the stick side of Chris Mackenzie. And the number 3, Junqueira for Brazil, has fouled. Great passage of play. Cameras are onto every part of that. And they're going to give a penalty. You'll see that the slow-mo here. Ball comes out on the stick side of Mackenzie. And it was Junqueira who came across the line of the South African. The South African was heading towards the goal mouth, so they've moved that ball up to a 30-yard shot at goal, which the Brazilians can defend if they choose. The ball isn't that hard, so they have been defending these. And it'll be Mackenzie Chris McKenzie on 5 goals on a brown horse called Straits to take this penalty shot. Hits it cleanly, and the flag is up. We've got ourselves a tied ball game, ladies and gentlemen, at 1 goal apiece with 2 minutes 55 on the clock. Chris McKenzie equalises, and it'll be Brazil bringing it in off the back line to start play again. You'll see the slow-mo replay here. McKenzie opens the shoulders, hits it cleanly. Umpire, oh no, sorry, the umpire's waved it out. He's waved it wide to the right. I thought I saw the flag had gone up, but the other umpire's waved it wide to the right. So it's still 1-0 in favour of Brazil. And the ball now comes up for LaRue Hendricks. Lovely back shot. Hendricks now onto Chris McKenzie again. Chris McKenzie, but he's been hard ridden by Rodriguez. Rodriguez now hits it back, looking for Junqueira. Junqueira doesn't get it, gets a bad bounce. Gets a great deflection off the boards. There is Gustavo Garcia now for Brazil. He's got a couple of lengths on McKenzie. He's going to have to cover a lovely cut shot towards goal. That looks really good, but it's going to have to be a setup because he's not going to be able to put it through from there. Bad bounce there for South Africa now, but Gareth Evans gets it, changes the line quickly, then unloads it, looking for McKenzie. Hits it up to McKenzie, who does get some wood on it, but not enough now. But it's going to be LaRue Hendricks for South Africa now, bring it back into the centre. McKenzie can't quite get there because he's been stuck on the outside of Rodriguez and it's Gareth Evans. Here he goes. Gareth Evans, no, it's been left out in the middle, and Rodriguez cleans it up. First one around, LaRue Hendricks for South Africa now. LaRue Hendricks, a lovely little back shot, doesn't quite get enough on it though. And now it'll be Junqueira being ridden out of it, appealing for the foul, saying, I didn't get moved, sorry. Gustavo Garcia claiming the foul, saying that Gareth Evans, that's Gareth Evans, and that's Garcia there. Garcia saying, I didn't actually get moved off that line, sir. He's just breezed past me and played at that ball. And as a result, the penalty has gone to Brazil, and you'll see it here. So Garcia now. Gareth Evans there had to actually move Garcia off that line before he could play that shot on his stick side. He didn't do it. He didn't move Garcia at all from the line. So that's a penalty to Brazil, and that's just what Brazil needed at the moment. Well, it's not what South Africa needed if they're the top seeds and they're down by 1. But it'll be Rodriguez to bring it in, the number 2 for Brazil. Rodriguez leaves it behind for Garcia. The Brazilians. Pony locks up. I think that he still keeps the ball though. Now McKenzie comes up the line, claims the line, rides straight past. Lovely back shot to Gareth Evans on the brown mare called Roxy Chick. Gareth Evans now, beautiful approach shot, but there's no one up there in attack. McKenzie needed to get away from his man to get to that one. Now great little clearing shot, Rodriguez for Brazil. And that's why they're in front. Brazil playing very good defence at the moment. So it's out over the boards, and it'll be a throw in there from umpire Nico Scottacini, and the whistle's gone. Asking for a clear tunnel. Throws it through. Comes up in favour of Brazil, but now it'll be McKenzie that cleans it up for South Africa. Takes it near side, keeps the line himself. Now, appeals for the foul. And I think you'll find that Gustavo Garcia, again, had to move him off the line. He can't just go in there and play it that under the neck. He had to actually go and move McKenzie off the line of the ball. Umpire's going to discuss. I think they're looking for the third man. And this is why we've got 2 umpires, ladies and gentlemen. If one sees the line a certain way, and the other one may have a better shot. Yeah, that's Garcia's pony. Got stuck there in the snow, but he still kept that ball. It's an amazing little bit of footage there. And now it looks like the 2 umpires couldn't agree. Look at this. There you go. Look at the balance of the rider, just sitting there. He knew that pony just... didn't want to go forward there, but so it is definitely a penalty against Garcia, and it'll be Gareth Evans on Roxy Chick to take this ball. Gareth, lovely running the ball along, but it's gone wide to the left. Now South Africa are going to try their best to keep that in play, But it doesn't, and the whistle goes. So they've stopped the clock with 38 seconds on the clock with the score at 1-0. And it's Brazil in defence. Now, what happens here is this is like a corner in soccer. So if the defending team hits this ball over the back line at any stage, the attacking team will get a shot at goal 30 yards out. So this is, but the defending team, Brazil in this case, can defend this if they want. So it'll be Chris McKenzie. Hits it cleanly, and the hand's gone up, and it's goal time now for South Africa. So finally, at the end of the 30th, at the first chukker, I should say, with 30 seconds left to go, and you'll see it here, Chris McKenzie hits it cleanly, straight over the black dot. If you're a rugby fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's now 1 goal apiece with 12 seconds left on the clock. And it's Gareth Evans. Just don't think he really needed it to go over there. And the umpires will have enough time to throw that ball in. No, we won't. And they'll go to the chukker break. I think South Africa will be very happy with that result at the end. I don't think they'll be happy with the score, but I think they'll be glad to have got away with it. And to go into this chukker break at 1 goal apiece will be a bit of a relief for the South Africans. The top seeds here in Group D, Zone 2. And we will now go to a break at 1 apiece at the end of the first chukker. Can't say that polo's a sport for the weak-hearted. I can tell you after that chukker, we saw some big hits, some amazing speed, and a couple of fantastic goals. So it's 1 goal apiece now, Brazil versus South Africa. And it's South Africa on the attack here. And it's Gareth Evans, the number 3, the most experienced snow pole player of this team. And he was in the attacking position, but he just couldn't keep it in play. And it's gone out over the back line now. So Brazil will get the hit in from the back line. And it will probably be Junqueira, the number 3, bringing the ball in at speed. He's going to take it coast to coast, I think they call it. But he couldn't quite get that there. Junqueira again now keeping the dream alive, gets the top of the bounce, but he couldn't quite put it away. Now, who's back in there? Number 1, Garcia for Brazil. Had to lean out a long way for that. Hendricks for South Africa backs it in, but doesn't quite get enough on it. And now number 2 for Rodriguez for Brazil. Rodriguez now taken out of it by Gareth Evans, who had a bit of a slap at the ball. Now it's number 1, Gustavo Garcia. Goes down, oh, and he's been hit by the back leg of the other pony, saying, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. That was what we were talking about at the coming back from the break. It's not a game for the faint-hearted, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very, very physical game. And you'll see here, he comes around, Garcia takes it, and just the back legs just slip out from under the pony, goes down, but then the other horse of Gareth Evans goes straight over the top of him. You'll see a little bit better angle here. So Gareth Evans not trying to do this, but he was ridden into that position by the other Brazilian player. And luckily for Garcia, he comes out of it unscathed. And everyone just going, make sure the pony's all right. I think you'll find that he may change the pony now. He's probably going to get a... No, he's coming back out on the same one. She's been looked at and she's fine. And they breed them tough in Brazil. And Gustavo Garcia is testament to that. So where he went down is where they'll throw the ball in, which isn't a bad spot for the Brazilians. They're attacking, and they're only about 20 metres out from their line. You can see the 20-metre mark there in the background. So ball comes out for Brazil, and it's now back in here. Brazil taking it around on the near side with Junqueira now. That's not a bandage around his head. That's actually a beanie under his helmet. Shows you how cold it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Brazilians aren't used to the snow. They're used to the beaches in Rio de Janeiro. But anyway, it's back through there by Gustavo Garcia, who leaves it because it came off the horse of Gareth Evans' hindquarter. And now it's Garcia again. They're close. They're not far off. But, oh, good clearing shot there by LaRue Hendricks for South Africa. Now, back shot straight onto the stick here for South Africa, but they're going to have to clear it out. He probably would have liked to get a little bit more on that one, because it's going to be Rodriguez who brings it. Oh, Rodriguez has left it as well. Gareth Evans is going to try and clean this one up. Unlucky, but now he's on the attack. So, number 3, Junqueira for Brazil unloads a lovely ball up to Garcia. Garcia, the number 1 for Brazil, now checking to try and get back inside Chris McKenzie of South Africa, and does so well. Now hooked out of it by LaRue Hendricks. South Africa get the kick, the lucky kick. Is it an unlucky kick? I don't know, it's gone. Oh, the flag is up. The flag is up, it's a goal. It's a goal for Brazil. They're appealing for a foul here. So all Garcia did all the hard work early, brought up, tried to back it through, didn't quite get it. But then as LaRue Hendricks played at it, it bounced off the pony and went straight through the goal. So it's a goal for Brazil. Now, we're going to bring it back here. Gareth Evans now riding hard out onto the boards. It's Chris McKenzie now. 5 goals from South Africa. Chris McKenzie, maroon helmet, unloads the big ball up towards the goal. It's being analysed very closely by Junqueira because he wants to clear it out of there. Junqueira now leaves it behind for Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the number 2 for Brazil, looking for his runners. Who's there? Gareth Evans. Good defensive play, Evans, but he's been absorbed there by now Gustavo Garcia, but it's now backed very well by Chris McKenzie. Who's first back there? It's Junqueira, number 3 for Brazil. He will, the South African with his stick in the air. Gareth Evans is appealing for a foul there. He's hoping that the Brazilian turned it, because then he would have got that foul, but that wasn't the case. Now Junqueira takes it, he's going to back it, doesn't get enough wood onto that one. Who's going to be back there first? It's Gareth Evans versus Garcia. Gustavo Garcia gets a great deflect off the wall. Who's back there now? Gareth Evans, clearing shot, running it across, lovely neck shot, but I think it's going to be Rodriguez that'll be there first. Rodriguez, lovely little shot to Garcia. Will Brazil put one on the board here? It's 2-1 in favour of Brazil. Will they go 3-1 up? Now, good riding there by LaRue Hendricks, but he's backed it, and it's gone out into the crowd, and they'll all take a breath. Just like your commentator here. He needs a breath. That's a fantastic chucker there. Going end to end. Not either team giving an inch. And now Brazil on the attack again. Little neck shot there by Junqueira, but he couldn't quite nail it. Now it's been hit up towards the boards. McKenzie going to play off for the... He was hoping that he'd get the really good deflection off the boards there. Didn't quite get it now. It's a lovely little play there by Garcia, but he doesn't quite get the bounce that he needed. Here he goes, Brazil. Number 2 for South Africa. Just cleared it out of the way. That was LaRue Hendricks now. Whistle has gone. Garcia can't understand what it's for. So what's going on? And score in favour of Brazil, 2-1, but the penalty going to South Africa here. And it'll be Gareth Evans to play this one, and you'll see why here. So this is LaRue Hendricks now with the ball, backs it across the field. Now we're back to the main game. So it's now LaRue Hendricks again. He's in everything here at the moment, the number 2 for South Africa. Now they're appealing for a sandwich or a foul there, and didn't quite come. So now Gareth Evans takes it on the near side. Now he's going to play it stick side, but as Junqueira goes for the hook, but he can't get it. So he tries a little approach on Gareth Evans, can't quite get it, being hooked out of it there. Lots of mallets going flying, and the legs are going flying. Here he goes, the number 2, Rodriguez. Great little clearing shot there, giving his team some space, but then he's been hard ridden by LaRue. Now it's going to be Chris McKenzie for South Africa turning. Look at the pony sliding across the ice there, fantastic vision. And now here he goes. Big ride off here by LaRue Hendricks onto Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is the winner of the play because he comes up with the ball and he deflects it down the board straight to his number 3, Junqueira. Can they put it through from here, Brazil, and go to the break 3-1 up? Ball stays in play. Leaves it behind for Rodriguez, who says, leave it for me. And he runs down the board, takes it, gets the deflection off the board on a lovely little pony here. Now, big neck shot required, didn't quite get it. Mackenzie clears it. Looks like it's gone out over the far boards with 7 seconds left on the clock. So we'll have our 30 seconds of shot time after this clock runs down. But no, we won't, because they didn't blow the whistle. So, Brazil, the underdogs, the 3rd seed up against the 1st seed. And it's all Brazil at the moment. And it's 2-1 in favour of the South Americans. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. The crowds are here. They're happy. They've got a great game on their hands. And we're going to the last chukker of the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup preliminary game from Zone 2. And we've got Brazil up against South Africa. Umpire Chris Bethel, professional umpire from the United Kingdom, out there about to throw the ball in, and the ball's been thrown in, and it's 6 minutes to decide who will get the points here this afternoon, South Africa or Brazil. But at the moment, anyone could win it, and now it's going to be Junqueira with a lovely shot, but he's got 2 South Africans riding him hard, and it'll go out over the back line for Gareth Evans of South Africa to bring it in, the number 3. So 2-1 in favour of Brazil. Who would have guessed it coming into this last game? The 3rd seeded team up against the 1st seeded team. And no one would have predicted this if you work off the seedings, but Gareth Evans appealing for the foul and getting it. So what happens there, ladies and gentlemen, Gareth Evans created the line, the number 3 for South Africa. The Brazilian has to give him fair chance to hit at that ball. Now, you have to give them 1.5 metres clearance, and the umpire's just saying he was just too close to the line for Gareth to have a clean hit at the ball. These rules all designed for the safety of the pony, and you don't want to be taking a full swing if the pony's legs are in the line of the ball there where they might get hit. So the umpires have blown the whistle and moved the ball up to the halfway mark for Gareth Evans to take another hit at the ball. He'd be looking for a few runners from here. I don't think he'd be brave enough to try and take one big shot at the goal. So he's fed it across there. Now it's gone out to the left, which was a big hard right off there by Rodriguez of Brazil. Took LaRue Hendricks for South Africa off the ball big time. But in doing so, LaRue Hendricks has created a foul on Rodriguez, and it'll be now the Brazilians with a spot penalty where the infringement occurred, and they'll be trying to get this ball up into the opposition's half, because we can see from here it only takes one bad bounce and these teams will capitalise on that mistake and they can score. So you don't want to be, you want to be playing a very positional game here. You want to be getting that ball up into your opposition's half as much as you can, not playing around with it in front of your own goal mouth. So it's Gareth Evans for South Africa now, bringing the ball back over the halfway with a little back shot, but it's Junqueira for Brazil, keeping the ball back into the other half with a good back shot now. Chris Mackenzie now appealing for the line, and Rodriguez not getting out and allowing him to hit that ball. Could have been intentional, could have just been that the pony got a little bit stuck there and decided not to, but you'd like to think it might have been the pony, but at the same time. So now here you can see the jostle. Rodriguez has to get out of there, and the pony just steps back a couple of times, and the umpire say, look, you got to get clear out of there. We're going to blow the whistle. So Brazil on the attack now. They've turned defence into attack very quickly, but who's going to be first? Gareth Evans, big back shot now. Who's back there first as Mackenzie draws the whip now? He's got to get past Junqueira of Brazil, who's going to have a lovely little back shot down the boards. Who's back to it first? It's going to be Hendricks appealing for the foul and getting it. So, why did he get that foul? Well, the Brazilian player was pushing the South African player across the line. So you'll see here, this Brazilian player played at that ball and then came across, and the South African couldn't play at the ball. So it's going to be Mackenzie now for South Africa. The big lofted shot up over halfway. That's a great approach shot. And again, clearing shot now off the backhand by Brazil. Back first is Mackenzie of South Africa. Lots of backhands in this game. Shows you how tight the defence is. Another pony's gone down. But he's back up. Now these ponies all do have steel studs in their hooves. They've got 2 steel studs that get screwed into the shoes in the hour before the game. And you'll see here. So we're going to go super slow-mo here. You'll be able to see. So the back end just slips a bit. Player steps off. Pony gets back up. But what happens in the snow, you can get a slight compaction of the snow in under the shoe, so they lose a little bit of grip. But you see his mallet got caught there in the neck, that's why his arm stretched back there, because his mallet was caught in the bridle of the other horse. So it's half pulled him over, and as the horses slipped at the same time, he's got caught in the bridle, so he's in all sorts of trouble there, Hendricks, for South Africa. But he's back and the pony's fine, and he's on the ball now, and he's going to back the ball there, Hendricks. Now, first onto it, Mackenzie, 5 goals. Look, he's gone past his man, Garcia, and there's 2 South Africans now. Can they put another one on quickly? Gareth Evans is going to have to play a near side, then get past Garcia. Garcia's breezed around the front of Evans, who's appealed for the foul and didn't get it. Garcia gets the very good deflection. The ball's gone up in the air, and it's going to be Brazil now with the ball. Brazil, oh, they can't get there. Gareth Evans gets around. I don't know how he did that. That was fantastic. Now, great little defensive play by Brazil. It's back out there to LaRue Hendricks for South Africa, the number 2. Backs it across field. Probably didn't want it to go there, but it'll do. Now, it is Chris Mackenzie. Hard ridden there by William Rodriguez for Brazil. Brazil doesn't come up with the ball. It is Gareth Evans having a great game now. Garcia has to get out of there. He does. And it's going to be left now for LaRue Hendricks. Can't quite get it, but he does hook Garcia out of it, so he can't get it. Garcia leaves it behind now. It's going to be a big defensive back shot by Junqueira. Junqueira now gets it across to Garcia, who does a neck shot, gets the deflection off the bounce, off the boards. Now, big ride off here by Mackenzie, saves the day. Now, Gareth Evans spinning, gets around, keeps the pony upright, and now it'll be Garcia that changes the line. So it's Garcia's ball. Now he goes out to the boards himself. Garcia keeps it, trying to look for someone to hit it to. He's clear by himself. Gareth Evans is being kept out of it now by Junqueira, and now Garcia himself will take it himself across the field. Now, who's back there? It's Mackenzie, cleans up. Mackenzie for South Africa. Checks up, uses the boards to his advantage. Little clearing shot there by Garcia, who can't do much with it. Mackenzie, the 5-goaler from South Africa, decides to take it himself. Gets an unlucky bounce. Pony half trips, but now it's LaRue Hendricks. Keeps the ball, backs it, keeps possession. They've got Brazil right where they want them, because then he gets a clean shot at the goal. And the flag's gone up. They had the numbers. And it's a goal to even the score. We might be going into a penalty shootout. And it's 2 apiece with 1:30 left on the clock. He who scores next could win. So, the number 2, William Rodriguez, brings it in on the big brown horse now. Cuts his way through the traffic. He's got past all of the players. Goes for the big hit, doesn't quite get it. I think the ball bounced off the pony. Now, Gareth Evans can't do much with it. William Rodriguez, lovely neck shot to his number 3, Junqueira. Can he do something with it? Great approach shot, clears the way. He's got a big neck shot. It's Brazil. It's goal time. He who scores next, I said. With 1 minute left on the clock, Brazil do it now. Brazil in front. They can't go to sleep. It's South Africa. Here we go. Lovely shot. Pony nearly got to it. What a great neck shot there by Junqueira. And the flag went up, and it was all Brazil. But we're back into the main game here now. And Brazil, hopefully they don't celebrate too quickly. The ball has gone out, and it'll be Chris Bethel to throw the ball in. With 30 seconds left on the clock, can Brazil do it? The underdogs, the 3rd seed up against the 1st seed. Big neck shot there by Gustavo Garcia. Back shot by LaRue Hendricks. Will we be going into a sudden death shootout, or will it be Garcia? Clearing shot, Garcia now. He's on the attack. Can he get the pony back? The ponies would be running out of energy very quickly now. Great tactical plays. Hit it out over the back line. 5 seconds. They're already celebrating and they haven't even heard the hooter yet. It's Brazil, 3-2. The third seed up against the first seed. They have done it here today. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. What polo you've seen here on the snow. We've seen thrills, we've seen spills, we've seen one of the best crashes you'll see on snow polo, and we have seen one of the best final goals to seal a match that you will see on the snow. Unbelievable result by Brazil. They were discounted right from the start. They thought the seeding went the way of the South Africans, but today is Brazil's day. What a way to end this second day of preliminary games for the Fortune Heights Snow Polo World Cup 2014. What an amazing result for the Brazilians. They are ecstatic. Look at that. That shows you the passion of the Brazilians. It shows how much this win actually meant to them. They are smiling from ear to ear. I don't know if half of that is relief. The South Africans shaking their head at what could have been, but it's Brazil that have the 2 points here today. The South American nation coming away with an unbelievable win, and we'll go to the break with Brazil winning 3-2 here.